Alright, hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Caspend versus EternalMoon. At least that's what I think this player's name is. It was, EternalMoon God, but, well, that's just a little bit of a handful to say, so just gonna name him EternalMoon. And is it me, or does the map feel like it's like rotated in? I don't know. Things just seem a little bit different right now. Like, my perspective is wrong? I don't know. Like it seems like it's like one thing. Like I'm trying to zoom back out one more, and it just seems a little bit different than normal. I don't know. Maybe I'm just going crazy here. Well, a weird start to the morning. Yeah, it feels rotated. Looks good to me. Well, we'll see how things are gonna go down in this particular 1v1 matchup. Human versus undead. Yeah, a little bit odd of a start of the morning. Was a little bit behind schedule, then XSplit had issues, and the maps had issues, and the replays had issues. So, well, hopefully I'll be able to get through all of these games and still have a wonderful time casting and enjoying them with you. We're going into a 1v1 matchup here on Terranistan. EternalMoon has spawned over here on the bottom right-hand side of the map as the blue undead. Meanwhile, well, Caspend spawning as the red human. Everything having a little bit of issues. Not quite sure what is going on here. Well, yeah, this, if I was like to cast a game in this perspective, I'm sure everyone would be like, what map is this? I don't know what's going on. Yeah, or like this, right? You're like, I don't know any map that looks like this. Anyways, what's going to be going on in this 1v1 matchup? Militia already making its rounds out across here. Perhaps going to set up a scout farm to keep track of his opponent. This is Terranistan with these two rivers. Not to be confused with two rivers, as there are also a number of bridges across this map. Being able to figure out where your opponent is, pretty easy, as there are only two real entrances in and out of your opponent's islands here, as we are going into a Paladin first. Alright, is it going to be Rifle Paladin strategy, a rather common strategy to try and keep all of your units alive, becoming much more powerful as that Paladin's devotion aura gets stronger and stronger. Paladin first, yeah, major hype. I actually wish the Paladin's devotion aura also gave him a little bit of a little bit more regeneration to all of the friendly units, similar to how the undead has unholy aura, which gives movement speed and regeneration. It's one of those things where, well, the Paladin's aura is only effective when you're taking damage. So if your opponent is trying to focus fire particular units, well, all of your units that have bonus armor don't really get a benefit at all. Unlike in Undead, as Undead gonna go ahead and go for a Crypt Lord here and that Unholy Aura. As long as the units are moving, they're getting the bonus from that improved movement speed. And then as long as they are, well, within range, they are getting a little bit of regeneration. I don't know if that really needs to be done. It's just one of my thoughts. It's probably too nitpicky, and, well, there are other balance issues to try and address. Crypt Lord too. So yes, the non-standard heroes coming in. Crypt Lord versus Paladin first. But as I say that, well, Paladin first and Crypt Lord first, really not that crazy of strategies now that we are in 2020. Yeah, 2020 has brought about a lot of change, even in the world of Azeroth, as the Paladin going to go ahead and finish off this creep camp here. Tome of Intelligence going to be left behind. Paladin, did it go for Divine Shield? It did! Alright, so I thought this was going to be a Devotion Aura strategy, but instead we see a Divine Shield being picked up, and now level 2 Unholy Aura. Caspend, well, confusing me a little bit more. Yeah, well, that's true. Paladin and Crypt Lord first, not that crazy in 2020. Yeah, considering all of the things that went on in 2020, yeah, Paladin first and Crypt Lord first, perhaps. Yeah, not that big of a deal. Scout Tower already going to be built up here. And we are looking at, well, a Nerubian Tower already down here trying to haunt this gold mine. And, well, this Acolyte going to be able to haunt this gold mine without much of an issue. Ziggurat already has a Nerubian Tower, and this gold mine will be up and operational. Human player, however, spending additional gold to try and speed up the build here, as we are looking at a couple of peasants get, well, maybe taken down here, trying to slip on through that peasant, perhaps going to jump inside that gold mine, lose a little bit of aggro as it tries to, well, run back with that bag of gold. All right, peasant taking a little bit of damage once more. Meanwhile, Paladin Paladin is already at level 3, has Boots of Speed, Gauntlets of Ogre Strength. It's going to try to dive in and then get slowed down by that, well, Nerubian Tower already. There is a quick attack onto that one Acolyte. There goes one of those Acolytes already. Going to go ahead and move away, try to attack this one, and is going to get another Holy Light, finishing off 2 Acolytes. This Paladin must have been a Warden in his previous life, as it is going after these Acolytes with a fury. More damage coming back across here. Necropolis is getting rebuilt, so it's easy to try and, well, finish off those units, as the Paladin first with Holy Aura, pretty much cursing all of these ghouls to death. Scroll of Town Portal now try and going for a tactical retreat. That tactical retreat will actually be worth it. The amount of gold lost from mining, 4 Acolytes getting taken out, I believe 1 ghoul getting taken out as well, as that was some major damage indeed. Some great harassment right there. I don't know how that... well, yeah, that could not have burrowed. No, actually, it still could have burrowed, but it looked like there was some sort of reveal there, or it was still in the process of sticking its head in the sand. Paladin sitting at level 3, well, wants to get a little bit more damage. Gets Claws of Attack +6. We'll see what the ability at level 4 is going to be here, as the Crypt Lord now making its rounds out across the side, picking up a Goblin Shredder. Goblin Shredder going to help clear out this creep camp, but is the Paladin going to come across his opponent and then perhaps give some more Holy Light again? That is the question. Getting in all of that damage. Kobold Geomancer gets finished off. Tome of Knowledge picked up there, as we're going to be seeing some damage across some of those units. All right, are we going to see a Holy Light? One more shot should do it. Nope, not going to even bother for it. There it goes. Wow, the Forest Troll Berserker with that range, able to finish things off, as we are looking at another unit there. Paladin now sitting at level 4. Holy Light used defensively, finally, to keep a Forest Troll Berserker alive, as the Goblin Shredder now could be in trouble. All right, we are looking at, well, level 2 Carrion Beetles trying to retreat back here. The Goblin Shredder could have taken out as well. Caspend doing a great job just keeping track of this Goblin Shredder and damage. The Forest Troll Berserker trying to get into harm, or trying to get in the way, preventing this one unit from getting taken out, and it looks like, yes, it will get taken down as well. All right, losing a Goblin Shredder already. Paladin sitting at level 4, level 2 or Holy Aura, and that just must be unholy for the undead, as we're looking at the level 4 Paladin finally with Devotion Aura. Caspend, combination of playing extremely effectively while being able to shut down Eternal Moon right there. Both sides, however, are running up on multiple bases, as we see that Dust of Appearance going to finish off one Beetle there. All right, Beetle does get taken out, going after the Rogue Wizard here. All right, going after the opponent's creep camp and using the additional gold from his expansion. That may be a problem for Eternal Moon, as Eternal Moon does have a large amount of gold, but doesn't have anything to really show for it. Goblin Zeppelin now getting picked up here. There was a major impale. Are we going to see some units getting taken down? There goes a footman here. Goblin Zeppelin unable to pick up the units. There goes a Holy Aura. Mud Golem now joining in on the fight, as we see, well, Impale trying to pick up some more units. The Impale unit stunned, going back and forth. We're looking at the Paladin now continuing to join in as well. Potion of Invulnerability on that Crypt Lord, as he's trying to get away. That is a lot of damage to be had. Paladin just getting in front now. Are we going to see the Potion of Invulnerability be used? Yes, we are. Down to 70 hit points as that unit gets taken down here. All right, more units coming back across, and this is an army of mercenary camps. A bunch of Forest Troll Berserkers. Who needs riflemen when you can just hire Forest Troll Berserkers from that mercenary camp off over here? We're looking at 2 bases. Blacksmith finally getting added in. Tech to tier 3 already underway. Griffin Aviary, double Griffin Aviary added in, as the Forest Troll Shadow Priest, well, healing up the remainder of that army. Paladin versus first in this undead matchup, and this is also a solo Paladin strategy so far. We are teching to tier 3. I don't see a second hero being added in, so this Paladin is actually gaining experience at quite a high rate. Footmen also getting shut down as well, to perhaps try and free up a little bit of supply. Are we going to see this item being picked up? I do believe so. Nope. All right, Xander Dorn would be very upset to see Caspend leaving behind well, such a powerful item. All right, Crypt Lord does have a potion of lesser invulnerability. We see an impale right there. Are we going to see a holy light on that Forest Troll Shadow Priest trying to run in towards there and accidentally gets killed as well? More damage getting added across as well as all of these units trying to hide in the very far back. It looks like they will be able to do exactly that. There is some attack up onto the high ground, and Goblin Zeppelin down to 157 hit points, down to 29, and all the units are lost. And there are actually 2 ghouls in the back, trapped behind the tree line. They were dropped, but it was a down Goblin Zeppelin. I believe the Goblin Shredder was lost. There was no room for that right there. A good use of that reveal once more. And how are those ghouls going to get out of there? They are dizzy for quite some time. Right, yes, leaving holes in the back. And, well, we know that, well, Caspend is perhaps not going to know about those units here. And as they are just hiding back there, he did level up, so I don't think he was aware of whether or not those units were lost. All right, coming back across Death Knight now out onto the field. 2 ghouls being left behind once more. Are they perhaps going to end up buying another Goblin Zeppelin to escape back out? A little bit more damage onto that one Crypt Lord. However, getting a Death Coil right there. And you can see the Paladin trying to get in some extra damage as we're looking at the damage adding up. All right. Hit points. Is it going to end up taking that damage? Does take a little bit of damage. 300 hit point Holy Light as the Lich is now out onto the battlefield. Solo Paladin in play. Level 1 Devotion or a Divine Shield as well. Units are going to be trying to dive on in here. 700 gold currently as a Holy Light just finishing off those Acolytes. Thank you for the follow. As we're looking at the Paladin now makes its way down off to the other side here. 40 supply compared to 49. Caspend has to be careful. Yes, in the words of Babe Ruth, yesterday's home runs do not win today's games, and that's what Caspend needs to remember. He has been winning a lot of these battles pretty consistently throughout this matchup, but winning the previous battles doesn't matter if you lose the last one, as that is that final all-important battle here. All right, Holy Light going back onto that Crypt Lord. Crypt Lord still staying alive. True Shot Aura on that Crypt Lord, not really helping, but the Lich does get a little bit of bonus damage here. Are we going to see the Crypt Lord get taken down? There is the Divine Shield, followed by the Scroll of Town Portal for that save. Paladin going to dive on in here, go for the Holy Light. Oh no, Potion of Healing was used in time, the timing right there, and now all of a sudden the Paladin may be forced to try and retreat here, and he's losing a lot of units as well. Paladin cannot be sticking around all too much. What is he doing? Paladin may end up being lost, and it is lost. And as I said, Caspend, who had been winning all of those battles much earlier on, well, yesterday's home runs don't win today's games, and that's what we're seeing right here. Goblin Zeppelin now retreating back. With all of those units, we are at 47 supply compared to 40. That was a great potion on that Crypt Lord, as the Death Knight did not have enough, or I believe the Death Knight did not get a Death Coil. I didn't see the animation for the Death Coil, but all of those units were directly next to each other. Unholy Aura on that Death Knight now, well, providing a little bit of faster movement speed, a little bit of regeneration, as EternalMoon is looking forward to that next battle. He is still behind in supply, but he is sitting on a large of 1,500 gold and 200 lumber. Coming back to the other side, though, we are looking at a transition into Dragonhawks. Dragonhawks, an interesting choice, but we have not seen any Crypt Fiends as of yet, and we are going into what looks to be a Necromancer meat wagon strategy. A Necro Wagon, a very powerful 1-2 combination, as we've seen in the past, as the Paladin just still diving on in here, has a potion of mana, going to go after that Crypt Lord. Paladin now diving on, is it going to get a Death Coil? And the Paladin is just, I think, overcommitting to try and take down this unit. Is it going to be able to finish it off? No, it is not. There goes another Death Coil there, as the Paladin going after this Crypt Lord here. Is it going to be enough? Oh, there's a Cyclone, there's a Death Coil. And yeah, this is a problem once more, going after the opposing hero. Are we going to see a Frost Nova? Are we going to see a Scroll of Town Portal? And there's another death of a Paladin. All right, death of a Paladin issues once more. We're looking at, well, Cloud now being used to shut down the expansion location. What I heard, was there Goblin Sappers somewhere? trying to keep 2 orbs on that. Well, let's see. Orb of Corruption, Death Knight coming back across. Well, Goblin Sappers finishing off all of those buildings there as the Acolytes are going to get taken down once more. However, the Death Knight, well, the Crypt Lord and the Lich are both going to be able to attack those Acolytes pretty easily. There goes another set of Goblin Sappers, and this is a crazy game indeed. Lich should perhaps give the Orb of Corruption to the Death Knight. There it goes. So now, oh wait, no, is that triple Orb of Corruption? It is triple Orb of Corruption. Now that we saw the human player Caspend go for Dragonhawk Riders, Undead thought to himself, you know what, it may be a very good idea if I have 3 Orbs of Corruption to try and attack all of those units. Alright, going after all of these units here. Well, is this going to be focus fire down? Orb of Corruption and -4 armor, even though it is getting multiple attack, multiple targeted. No reason to focus fire when you are using Orb of Corruption, unlike the Orb of Venom from the Undead. Death Coil should be trying to save that Crypt Lord, now getting another nice 400 hit point heal, and solo Paladin doesn't seem to really be working, as we see mortar teams now lobbing attacks here and getting damage onto that Ziggurat. Surprising though, that Ziggurat actually going to take more damage once the building is completed. Paladin now diving on in, Death Knight getting a little bit of a heal once more. Dragonhawk Riders are here. Are they going to perhaps try and shackle that one gargoyle there, as there goes another Ziggurat, as the units are now trying to back away. Mortar team down to 420, or Goblin Zeppelin down to 421 hit points. Paladin picking up and dropping off units. It looked like he used a clarity, or was that a potion of mana? Yeah, used a potion of mana right there, as the units are going to perhaps try and cloud again and then get some damage onto some of these units. All right, Dragonhawk Riders being forced to back off. Negative armor plus a gargoyle, more than enough to handle it. There's a shackle right there, as the units are still being forced to back away again. Has the meta changed? I don't know. You're looking at Paladin first with versus the Crypt Lord first. Dragonhawk Riders here on Terranistan. This seems like a very strange question to ask. If you knew the meta, yeah, the game has changed a lot. As I wouldn't even say this is a standard meta at all, but this would be just heresy back in the day if players tried to go a Crypt Lord first and a Paladin. Now we just aren't as surprised by it. Going to finish off the remainder of this Apprentice Wizard creep camp. Strange to be seeing a Paladin first, though, when you are going for mass air. Mass air, well, Resurrection does not work on air units since there are no corpses available. Paladin now making its way down here. Are we going to perhaps see a couple of shackles? Oh, Paladin able to holy light a unit. However, now going to get surrounded. Potion of healing and Divine Shield quickly being used. Meanwhile, there is Cloud being used to try and finish off all of these acolytes here, trying to limit your opponent's expansion attempts. There goes shackles onto the gargoyle, as we're looking at the Cloud shutting down all of this towering attempts. We should be looking at the undead now coming in. Orb of Corruption to try and finish off all of those units. A little bit of retreat. There goes another gargoyle, as well as we do have the Paladin at level 6, and he does have a Resurrection. What is he really going to do with that Resurrection, though, as a mortar team? What is this? A solo mortar team actually wandering way too far, now getting caught by Goblin Shredders and Gargoyles. All right, are we going to see the Goblin Zeppelin try and pick it up? Yes, it will. You're going to try and retreat back once more. Is the Gargoyle going to attempt to catch up to it? It should not. There's a quick shackle, and, well, that Gargoyle has had better days. All right, the sound of siege engines now joining in onto the fight as well. We're going to see this Goblin Shredder get pressured pretty quickly. Are we actually going to see, well, Cloud being used as well as the Paladin tries to make its way in? All right, going after some of those units. There goes an Acolyte. Another Acolyte could easily get taken down. There goes another Acolyte. Paladin could try and Holy Light another one. There goes a third one. And so many problems as we now see Crypt Fiends out onto the battlefield with those ensnares. Or not ensnares, with those webs. All right, new Acolytes need to be trained. Caspend is really going... Caspend is really just going for a strange strategy. There's nothing more that can really be said about it. It is not your standard game at all. We're looking at 69 over 96 supply. We are looking at, well, these a large amount of lumber has been harvested. And, well, this game is just strange overall, as the siege engine now going after the Ziggurats here. Acolytes are going to be doing a bit of repair once more. 2 ghouls still hanging around over here, causing supply issues. Yeah, not quite sure why he has not retrained that up. It looks as though EternalMoon does not have, does not realize that he is still trapped 2 ghouls off over there. do we see a Staff of Sanctuary? No Staff of Sanctuary on that Paladin either, as the units are going to try and engage here. We are now in high upkeep for the human player. Caspend going into high upkeep, rather odd. Perhaps should be staying in medium or low upkeep, trying to stay at 80 supply and then bank up a large amount of gold. That, however, is not what we're looking at here. Paladin going to be making its way across. Banshee going to get taken down pretty quickly as the Paladin diving on in, going after these acolytes again. All right, units off to the north here. We are looking at, well, an expansion attempt that has been scouted out. Paladin down across here, going after all of those acolytes. More acolytes going to be trained up once more, as the Paladin going to perhaps be trying to finish off more of these units. There goes another Holy Light Blast as well. But you cannot be giving the free experience to your opponents like this with these siege engines. Eventually, you will start dealing with high-level enemy heroes. Level 6 solo Paladin does have Divine Shield, going after more acolytes again, and still going after these units once more. All right, Paladin may end up shutting down this acolyte. There it goes, another unit. Paladin kind of trapped though. Should have tried to use a Staff of Teleportation to get out of there. And finally using that Scroll of Town Portal. Meanwhile, coming back across here, Griffins finding an Obsidian statue, taking one down pretty quickly, finishing off the remainder of those units there as well, as this Obsidian statue backing up. Yeah, not many people would realize that there were two ghouls hidden off right there. Accidentally leaving space out in the middle around the map, a definite problem for the original map maker, as we see another cloud being brought in. All right, main gold mines have been mined out. A web could be a problem. Are we going to see a web trying to focus down some of those Dragonhawk Riders? There goes a nice icy blast onto that Dragonhawk Rider there, as we're looking at a level 5 Crypt Lord, level 3 Death Knight, level 3 Lich. Paladin, if at first you succeed, try again. That seems to be the strategy here. The Paladin just going to dive on in once more and going after these acolytes. The Paladin must have taken a play out of the Night Elf playbook. Gonna go ahead and Staff of Teleportation out. Now there is that Impale. It does have a Scroll of Town Portal to get away. That Divine Shield does just not lasting long enough. All right, Militia now making their ways down again. Griffins off to the side here. And EternalMoon is just in eternal frustration, trying to move between these two bases constantly. All right, the expansion is very, very well protected. Dragonhawk Rider still getting added in, as we're going into high upkeep once again. Should really perhaps try and stay around 80 supply, losing a lot of gold right now, just by trying to maintain this army in high upkeep. Paladin is sitting at level 7, going after some more creep camps here. Farm gonna get cleared up finally. No longer a 550 hit point scout keeping track of that particular location. Crypt Fiends being left behind here. Obsidian statues there as well. We're looking at, 3 acolytes mining here, and it looks like this gold mine is not going to become fully saturated. No real reason to try and train that up, as this gold mine will be lost here momentarily. 80 supply over 90, staying back in low upkeep. We are looking at flying machines joining in on the fight, as the gargoyles are just taking to the skies. And what is the long-term strategy here? Triple Orb of Corruption, Goblin Shredder doing a little bit of harvesting as well. And this is still a strange game. Up against 1/1 upgrades. Gold is still being mined. Caspend perhaps going to be sitting on a fair amount of gold going into that next battle. That Paladin has fallen a number of times, as we're now actually looking at priests with inner fire. All right, mass tier 3, there's that Circuit of Nobility being picked back up, but the downside means that all 6 of those item slots are taken. No Staff of Sanctuary is actually an extremely big surprise when you see Griffins out onto the field like this. Burrowing units going to get taken out, flying machines easily keeping track, as we're going to see a slight engagement here. All right, guard towers, this is a difficult spot for the Undead Army, as the Undead Army all of a sudden getting completely shackled into position, and we're going to see the Undead Army supply just drop here in a moment. All right, is this going to give level 8 to that Paladin, as we see those gargoyles just absolutely explode right there? Paladin currently a little bit of trouble. Well, not in trouble at all, just got impaled for a second, took a little bit of damage, but back ready to go. Undead army is split. You can see that the undead army has Crypt Fiends, Obsidian Statues, and a solo Death Knight right here to try and protect against any of that harassment that Caspend's been using pretty relentlessly. All right, one Goblin Shredder down to 259 hit points. One more volley would finish it off and perhaps give level 8 to that Paladin. However, the Paladin apparently not going for that right now. All right, an expansion location here gonna get cleared up before it really gets going. Mortar team's gonna get in some damage onto that Black Citadel. There's that Cloud as well. Flying machines overhead trying to protect once more, and well, Undead just seems absolutely lost in terms of what to do. Frost Nova onto that mortar team there. Dark Ritual being used off of a level 3 Carrion Beetle, giving plenty of mana. All right, this expansion here is about to come to an end. Arcane Tower getting some damage. Perhaps the Lich should take some of that arcane damage to reduce the amount of, well, Frost Novas, but too little, too late. Peasants now trying to make their way back once more. Death Knight on the move again. Lich almost at level 4 as we're looking at a Black Citadel about to get taken out. All right, Crypt Fiend easily taken down here. Black Citadel going to get taken down as we are once again transitioning to a different location. This gold mine, 710 gold left, but not really the main gold mine that is operating anywhere, as we're going to be looking at, well, what is the Paladin doing? Paladin is sitting at level 8. 500 some odd mana. Griffin Rider is going to be able to dive on in here in just a second. There goes that Cloud, and this gold mine is going to get shut down pretty quickly. All right, there is a low hit point Crypt Lord in the back. It gets death coiled. Units are all going to try and fight here, but this should be the end. Even though Caspend lost his solo Paladin multiple times, there is the G. Well, I believe that's a GG. Yeah, Caspend saying sorry English. As that is a crazy matchup once there. I wonder if EternalMoon is just saying that was a very annoying strategy to try and go up against, as we're looking at all of that going across. Apparently the Chinese player does not know how to switch to an English keyboard all that easily, as this is, well, all going to get taken out here. Haunted Gold Mine down, Necropolis down. This should just be a matter of time. I'm hoping that this is actually the case. He's just trying to say something, trying to swap over to English, but doesn't know how to switch to the Western keyboard. English players should learn Chinese. Even if being able to like say small phrases in Chinese is one thing, remembering or learning simplified Chinese so that you can actually type to your opponent is a completely different thing altogether. 80 supply versus 14. Just going to be a matter of time before the mortar teams finish off all of these remaining buildings here. All right, one lone knight trying to fight back here. Plenty of easy damage coming across. Acolyte trying to run away. Knights, well, if that knight doesn't stick to a single target, these acolytes are just going to regenerate all of their hit points far too quickly. Yeah, see, that original acolyte pretty much back up to full hit points. That knight... All right, I guess this is the most interesting thing to watch right now. A knight trying to chase down acolytes. Yeah, okay. Yep, that one's already back up to full. That one's almost back up to full. This one's was back up to full. All right, regeneration. All right, Ziggurat gonna get, well, Ziggurat's getting taken down. All these buildings are lost. This is gonna come down to the final building. One more crypt right here, about to get taken out. I don't believe there's any more buildings here, regardless of what the mini-map says. And that should be the... Oh, there's the Ziggurat there, and the crypt down here. Paladin is now at level 10, maxing out all of his abilities. And at the same time, though, the Paladin did not even use his ultimate ability once. Strange game between the two. Sacrificing your Paladin as often as you saw there, but that solo Paladin getting bonus experience, giving devotion aura, all of those good things. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.